Being aware of how you're breathing, where you're feeling the breath the most, whether it's in the belly or the chest and lungs. And however you're seated, just tuning into your sits bones and letting them be your anchor at this moment. Guiding the palms together in front of the heart center. And again, the color associated with this chakra is red. So just being aware and being open to maybe something visually we can think of that brings us some peace that has the color red in it. Or setting the intention to be aware throughout the day when we do notice that color in our life. Take a big inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Floating the eyes open. Inhale, rise the arms out and up. Exhale, release the right hand down and tilt to your right side. Root down through your sits bones. Reach actively with the left fingertips. Gaze up, forward, or down if the neck hurts. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left hand down and tilt to left side. Breathe. Inhale, center. Exhale, release both hands down. Rolling over to hands and knees for your tabletop position. Coming into cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, tilt the pelvis, roll the gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, chin tucks in towards the chest. At your own pace, cat and cow to warm up the spine and awaken all the synovial fluid that builds up around the spine. You can begin to shift and move in any way that feels good for you. And when you're ready, coming back to center. Sending the knees wide, untuck the toes for child's pose. Extend the arms and bow down. Child's pose is a really nice way to invite yourself to get a little more connected with your root chakra. Even a way to connect deeper to Mother Earth, which is very much associated with the energy of this chakra. Maybe begin to rock from side to side with the hips if it feels right for you. Take one more breath here. And then transition to downward facing dog. Begin to pedal out the legs. Then when you're ready, begin to walk the feet forward to a standing forward fold. Bend the knees, relax the head and neck. Allow the arms to dangle. Gentle sway side to side. Press through the feet, slowly rise one vertebrae at a time. Once you're there, begin to roll out the shoulders and reverse the circles. From here, making the way to the top of your mat, coming into mountain pose. The mountain pose is a great way to find your stability, rooted, active with the feet. So you can come to either have the big toes touch or keep the feet slightly separated. From here, begin to lift up all 10 toes. Spread the toes wide and begin to stack down pinky to big toe one at a time. Really tuning into all the four corners of the feet, the outer and inner edges, the balls and heels of the feet. And from here, come to find some pelvic neutrality. Take a palm on the belly and just behind the back as you draw them both in. Maybe a light bend in the knees. Any way to find some nice, tall lengthening out of the spine and lower back. The arms down at your sides, come to have the palms to face forward. Focus the gaze somewhere and breathe. Come to guide the palms into prayer in front of the heart center. 2 rounds of sun salutation. Inhale, reach the arms straight out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, long neck. Exhale, left leg steps back. Back knee comes down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back to plank, push-up position. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Help it forward if you need. Inhale, look up. Exhale, right foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, return to mountain. Last round, exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping right leg back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back to plank, push-up position. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, left foot. Inhale, rise. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, relax the arms down. Come back to your mountain. Step the feet hip distance apart. Clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, and fold forward. Breathe. Last breath. Release the hands down, step the left foot back for low lunge, back knee down, untuck the toes. From here, you can relax the hands on the flesh of the thigh, or you can come to reach the arms up towards the side of the ears. Any variation of your choice. Focus the gaze somewhere and breathe. Bring your awareness into sensations of the posture. Here we're nice and low to the ground. Notice if that makes you feel stable. Notice if it makes you feel wobbly, and that's okay. As always, you have variations and options. So if you are feeling wobbly, maybe you take some kind of prop to either side of the hips. Again, if you have yoga blocks, you can rest the hands there. One more breath. Break the pose, hands frame the front foot, curl the back toes, step back to plank. Lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Swoop into cobra. From cobra, downward facing dog. Last breath. Left foot steps forward, help it forward if you need. Back knee down, untuck the toes, low lunge. Again, any arm variation of choice. Last breath. Break the pose, step back to plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last breath here. Begin to step your right foot forward. Help it forward if you need. Ground down the back heel 45 degrees. Take both hands to the inside of the front foot. Use your left hand to propel you up to warrior two. Open up the arms out to the side. Right arm beyond the right knee, left hand behind you. Find some stability. Tuck in the tailbone. Gaze beyond your front middle finger and breathe. If you'd like an option to turn on the muscles of the legs and really get into some deeper sensation, you can explore lifting up all 10 toes. Last breath. Extended side angle, forearm to top of thigh. Rise up left arm towards the left ear, straight up to ceiling, or take the hand behind the lower back if the shoulder's injured. Everything is active from your feet all the way up to the top hand. Your forearm with the right hand, your fingers are spread wide, the palm is facing up, thigh and forearm pressing into each other. Last breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, relax the arms, straighten the front leg. Scoot the back foot in just slightly for triangle pose. Both legs are straight, arms out to a T. Inhale, lift out of lower back. Exhale, reach. Right hand comes down to the thigh, the shin, or the inside of the leg as the left arm swoops up. Maybe lift up the front 5 toes. See how that changes things. If knee is hyperextending, micro bend the knee. Breathe. Last breath. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, relax the arms. Now pivot so both feet open towards the left side of your mat, wide-legged stance. Hands on the hips. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hands come down to the mat. Relax the head and neck. If the hands aren't comfortably touching, take a blanket or something underneath so that you don't have to struggle to send the hands or fingertips down. Relax the head and neck. Last breath. Slowly begin to lengthen through the crown of the head. Hands come onto the hips. Engage the core and slowly rise up. Maybe a slight back bend at the top. Coming back to center. From here, scooting the feet in slightly, coming to point both toes towards the top of your mat for pyramid pose. So if your balance is off, step your front foot out a little wider. From pyramid, we're taking off into our balancing postures. If you need, have a chair nearby, a wall if you have a couch, or blocks. Now, before we come in to demonstrate the sequence, we're not doing it just yet. You're coming in to pyramid. From pyramid, you're taking off into warrior 3. So you're lifting up off the back leg. You can keep the hands down or lift the hands off of the floor. From warrior 3, we're coming into half moon. Your right hand will come down and you're opening up to your left side. From half moon, we're coming into the twisted variation. Then your left hand comes down and you open up to your right side. From there, we slowly come back out and step out to warrior 2. We're doing this slow. You can always eliminate a posture if it doesn't feel right for you. You can try it on and then come back out. But we're here for a few moments lifting off of that front leg. So that's why we're building up all this muscle here. You can always, again, come out and then come back in or eliminate one of the postures. Move slow, move with your breath, stay grounded. Pyramid pose first. Both toes pointing towards the front of the mat. Hands come on to the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, lengthen and begin to fold. Hands come down maybe to frame the front foot for your balance, or maybe just beyond the foot as you relax the head and neck. Breathe. Notice your stability here. Notice how your balance feels. Last breath. From here, begin to bend in front knee. Take off to warrior 3. Lift up off the back foot. You can keep the hands down. Take the hands onto props ahead of you, or hands come into prayer. Keep your back toes active. That will help with your balance. Focus your gaze and breathe. From warrior 3, half moon, right hand comes down to the floor or a block or a prop. Keep your left hand on the left hip as you open up. Again, your back toes are active. If it feels right for you, lift up the left arm. Now the left hand comes down. Twisted variation of half moon. Now you're opening up to your right side. Keep your back toes active. Breathe. Slowly coming out, bend in front knee, step your back foot all the way back, and transition back into your warrior two. Take your time, move as fluid as is accessible for you. Keep the tailbone tucking in, come back to your stable ground and breathe. Last breath. Windmill the hands down to frame the front foot and step back to your plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin. Swoop into cobra. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, 5 breaths. Last breath. Left foot steps forward. Help it forward if you need. Ground down the back heel. Warrior two on this side. When you're ready, windmilling the arms to open up. Gaze beyond your front middle finger and breathe. Now in our minds, maybe we know where we're going. We know the sequence. We're getting ourselves prepared. We're noticing if we're feeling a little anxious in the body, and that's okay. Keep breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to thigh, rise the opposite arm up. Last breath. Open up, warrior two again. Relax the arms, straighten the front leg, scoot the back foot in slightly. Triangle pose. Arms out to a T. Inhale, lift out of lower back. Exhale, reach forward. Left hand comes down towards the left leg as the right arm swoops up. Imagine your back is flat against a wall behind you. Breathe. Root down through the feet. Engage the core. Last breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, relax the arms. Opening up the feet now, again towards the left side of your right side of your mat. Hands on the hips. Inhale, slight back bend. Exhale, hinge and fold, wide-legged forward fold. Last breath here. Slowly begin to rise up. Slight back bend at the top once you're there. Relax the arms, pivoting both toes to point towards the front of your mat. Pyramid pose on this side. And again, this is where we're taking off into our standing balance postures. And we're doing this with the focus on transition. So you have your props nearby or whatever you're using. Even if you're not using props, allowing yourself to trust the body of how you can get creative and how different muscles of the body can help support you. Hands onto the hips. Inhale, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, hinge and fold. Breathe, relax the head and neck, getting the legs, ankles, and hips prepared for our balancing postures. Clear the mind. Focus on these next few postures that are just ahead. Notice how they make you feel. There's no right or wrong. Inhale together. Exhale, take off, warrior three. Lift off the back leg, keep your back toes active. Focus the gaze and breathe. Half moon, left hand comes down, right hand on right hip. Bear witness to the difference between your right and left side already. Breathe. Slowly lower, right hand down, twisted variation of half moon, opening up to your left side. You can rise the left arm or keep the left hand on the hip and breathe. Slowly lower left hand down, step your back foot all the way back, come back into warrior two. Take your time to find your warrior two. Breathe. Last breath. Windmill the arms, step back to plank. Lower down, swoop through, downward dog. Last breath here. Gaze through the hands, bend the knees, and begin to step the feet forward to a standing forward fold. Relax the arms, relax the head and neck, take hold of opposite elbows, gently sway side to side. Ground to the feet, slowly rise one vertebrae stacks at a time. Imagine all the energy slowly rising up the legs, the torso, and through the crown of the head. Once you're there, roll out the shoulders. Tree pose. If you need to, come to a wall or have a chair nearby. Find your mountain pose, root through the feet, lift up tall out of the lower back and through the crown of the head. Focus the gaze somewhere in front of you. This is your drishti focal point. Slowly begin to shift the weight into the left leg. The right toes get light. Open up from the hip. Take the foot to either the ankle, the shin, above or below the knee, or the inside of the groin. The hands can either come out to the side, reach actively through the fingertips. Wherever you're working, the fingertips are active, meaning they're not moving, but they're spread wide and that energy is radiating through your fingertips. Maybe the hands come to prayer. Maybe the arms reach straight up. Breathe. Last breath. Same way you came in, you slowly make your way out. Unwind standing leg. Opposite side. Weight shifts into right leg, left toes get light. Open up from the hip. Focus the gaze and slowly begin to make your way in. Root actively through the right foot. Lift out of the lower back. Use the energy from the earth. Imagine again, maybe that color red starting all the way at the bottom of the foot, radiating all the way through the crown of the head. Breathe. Stability, groundedness, security, safety. Last breath. Slowly unwind. Roll out standing leg. Finding your mountain pose. From here, just to demonstrate where we're going, we're hugging in one knee. Now you can stay here the whole time, just focusing on your balance. So if you need to have a chair or a wall nearby, or just work here, you're without kind of gripping or interlacing the hands, so you have the freedom to release the leg or the thigh. I like to just kind of hug in with one hand, but that's just my options, whatever works for you. You can even just grab onto the pant leg and hang out there for a little bit. Again, keep your toes spread wide and your foot nice and active. This really helps with your balance. If you have a deeper practice, you can slowly begin to maybe take the two peace fingers around the first big toe and work here. From the side, it looks like this, keeping that leg straight, keeping long and lifted. If you notice that you're hunching forward, keep just with the bent leg variation. Again, find your mountain, breathe. Last standing posture. Begin to shift the weight into your left leg, the right toes get light, and you slowly begin to lift the right knee so it's in alignment with the right hip. You may notice it's not too high, you're not hugging it in too much, and work here. Maybe the arms come out to the side, maybe you're gripping the pant leg. Breathe. Stay here, or begin to hug the right knee in with the right hand. Stay here, or if it's accessible, peace fingers around the right big toe, left hand on left hip, straighten out the leg without hunching forward. Breathe. Last breath wherever you're working. Slowly release. Roll out standing leg. Last one, opposite side. Shift the weight into your right leg, your left toes get light, and slowly begin to lift left knee into alignment with the left hip. Again, maybe the hands are out to the side, maybe the hands are in prayer. It's whatever feels right for you to help you feel secure, grounded, and balanced. Breathe. You can stay here or start to hug the knee in with the left hand. Stand up tall. Stay here or explore transitioning. Peace fingers around the left big toe as you straighten out the leg. Last breath. Release. Roll out standing leg. Shake out the legs a little bit, maybe some loose fists to the outer and inner lines. We did a lot here with some of our standing balancing postures. And from here, we'll make our way to the top of the mat. From here, we're coming into high lunge, stepping back with the left leg. When you're ready, begin to step left foot back, and then bring the back knee down first just for a moment. So you're in a higher lunge. You can stay here the whole time. You can explore sending the hands down, curl the back toes, maybe start to explore lifting off of the back knee and then lowering it back down. If you have a deeper practice, you come into high lunge, which is lifting up off of the mat. Your back leg is straight and your back knee is lifted and the arms are rising up. So again, different variations. Stay bent with the back knee and work here. Take the hands down and maybe explore lifting and lowering, or come into Ashtha Chandrasana, high lunge. Breathe. Last breath. Lower down. Step back to downward facing dog. Last breath here. Begin to step left foot forward. Stay lifted off the back heel. You can stay low. You can lower down back knee and work here, or lift up all the way to your high lunge. Again, your variation. Breathe. Last breath. Break the pose, step back to downward facing dog. Lower down to child's pose. And breathe. One more breath here. Slowly begin to make your way onto hands and knees, and eventually then down onto the belly. Take the forearms out in front of you for Sphinx pose. Untuck the toes, relax the shoulders back and down. Focus the gaze and breathe. Last breath here. And then we'll take a modified side plank. So first you'll come to send your left forearm, so it's parallel to the front of your mat. You're opening up to your right side. And you're staying on your left hip. And you come to bend into your right knee. And really squeezing that heel towards your buttock. So it's just a different variation of this standing pose, which is, imagine if you're on your left foot and you're standing up tall. This is a variation of dancer pose, but we did a lot with the legs today, so we really want to open up with the quadriceps, so we're doing this variation. And as you have your forearm down, keep pressing the forearm into the floor as you're bending into the knee. And then begin to switch it up. Right forearm down, opposite side, and now you're bending into your left knee. Slowly unwind. Come back onto the belly and press back to child's pose. From child's pose, make your way onto your seat. Extend the legs straight out in front. Staff pose. So your feet are flexed back towards the knees. Your hands are down at your sides with your palms pressing down into floor. Sitting up tall. From here, inhale, rise the arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees if you need, a little or as much as you need. Relax the head and neck. Last breath here. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, relax the arms down. Come to hug, right knee in. Cross right foot over left leg. Hug in with your left forearm. Inhale, breathe the right arm up. And exhale, right hand behind you. Lift out of the lower back and twist. Slowly unwind. Extending the leg. Left knee hugs in. Left foot crosses over. Hug in with right forearm. Breathe the left arm up. And send, exhale the left hand behind. Lift out of lower back and gently twist. Slowly unwind. Extending the leg. We'll come to make our way down onto the back. So once we do, we won't be coming back up, but just to demonstrate, when we do come down, our first pose is going to be threading the needle. So it's when we do come down, you're making this figure 4 shape with the legs, and you're hugging the opposite knee in. So I'll walk you through it verbally, but just to see what you'll be working with when you do come down this shape. So begin to make your way down. And once you come down, begin to hug the knees in towards the chest and rock gently from side to side. Keep the right knee hugging in, send the left foot down. Then begin to open, right ankle sends just above the left knee, so a little closer down towards the pelvis so you're not on the knee joint. You can stay here the whole time. You look in between the legs, see that upside down kind of triangle shape. You can stay here or begin to hug left knee in towards the chest. Keep your right toes flexed back towards the knee. Find a place where you feel a nice edge and sensation, but stay away from pain, and breathe. Keep your sacrum rooted down towards the floor, rooted towards the earth. This symbol that you're creating with the legs, this upside down triangle, is the symbol of the element of earth. Slowly unwind. Opposite side, left knee hugs in. Left leg opens up, left ankle just above the right knee. And begin to hug right knee in. If that doesn't feel accessible for you, keep the right foot down and breathe. Last breath here. Slowly unwind. Both feet down, maybe windshield wiper the legs side to side. From here, we'll come into our inversion practice. Legs at 90 degrees, legs up the wall. So take a blanket. Send the blanket or towel underneath your sacrum. If you don't have either, you can Just rest the sacrum on the mat. And then when you're ready, begin to lift up both legs towards the ceiling. Let the legs relax a little bit. They don't have to be active here. It's just a nice way to release all the lymph buildup of the legs. Once you get to where you're going, close the eyes. Gently start to lower the feet down. Move the blanket or towel if you had it. Hug both knees into the chest and send both knees to your left side. Recline, spinal twist, extend the right arm and gaze over right fingertips. Back to center and send the knees over to right side. Gaze over left fingertips. Slowly come back to center. Extend the legs and find your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Getting yourself comfortable. Using a blanket or towel underneath the knees, the head, or the neck. Again, the time of the practice where no effort is needed, where you're just allowing yourself to simply be. Take your time to scan the body from head to toe. Take your time to witness your breath. Bring your awareness down to your root, just below the pelvis. Bring your awareness to your toes, your right toes and left toes. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, thanking them for carrying our weight. Bring your awareness to your ankles, setting the intention for them to be strong, especially for those of us who have experienced ankle injuries, which tend to be very common. Just reminding yourself that you showed them some love today. Bring your awareness to your shins and the calves, lower part of the leg just below the knees. Feeling their energy. Breathe. Now bring your awareness to your knees. Again, an area of common injury. So thanking yourselves for taking the time to strengthen them today. Bring your awareness up to the tops and backs of your thighs, the trunks of the body. Feeling how they feel and noticing without judgment. Now begin to bring your awareness up to your hips, the pelvis, this area where we tend to hold on to anger, frustration, tension, anxiety. Some affirmations of the root chakra are: I am safe. I am centered and grounded. I am powerful, rooted, and strong. I am stable and secure. I am confident in all that I do. I nurture myself and take care of my well-being. I believe in me. Maybe holding on to one affirmation that really feels powerful or resonates with you. Or maybe it's all of them. Breathe them in and breathe them out. Feel the lower part of the body nice and heavy. Let the shoulders, head, and neck relax towards the floor. And for these next few moments, just let yourself be. Begin to take a deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Please feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. For those of us that are ready, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Stretch and move along the floor in any way that feels good for you. When you're ready, begin to roll to your side, cradling the head there for a moment. Thank yourselves for coming to the practice. Thank the body for everything it did. It was perfect, and it's exactly where we need to be. Slowly begin to make your way up to your comfortable seat. And again, we did a lot today with the lower part of the body. So throughout the day, just being aware of how you feel, not just physically, but energetically and emotionally. It tends to kind of rustle up some old feelings or feelings that you didn't even know were there. So for those of us that have been feeling fairly scattered and energy all over the place and a little unstable or a little insecure, or this feeling of not knowing, we're all kind of experiencing it in little ways and big ways. For myself, I was supposed to have my wedding this weekend coming up. So that's, really just being honest about being like, yeah, it's a little, bummer. And also, okay, now what do we do? Do we scatter to get everything ready for next year? When are we having it? What's going on? Is everything going to be okay? So there's just a lot of, lack of a better term, shit going on. And I hope that this practice and that these next 7 days bring you a little more centered and a little more of some peace, calming, and just self-awareness, self-study. This practice can be really powerful for that. And that's where we'll build up these sequences to finally tune up these energetic wheels of our body that we all have. So let's come to find a comfortable seat. And when you're ready, close the eyes and come to guide the hands into prayer in front of the heart center. Again, thanking yourself for showing up. And may you take your yoga off the mat and into your world today. Remind ourselves to stay calm and to breathe. Thank you all for coming to the practice. Have a beautiful day. Peace. Namaste.